I'm beginning to understand that many people have a hard time discerning explanation from proof. Because someone gives you an explanation for an unprovable phenomenon does not make that explanation proof. We are told that lunar eclipses occur when the sun, the earth, and the moon are in a direct line. Supposedly, the sun shines light onto earth, the earth then casts a shadow onto the moon, okay? That is an explanation for a phenomenon that we see in the sky. It is not proof. Proof would be to see this happening from a different vantage point. We would need to go up on a rocket into, quote, outer space to get high enough to see the sun, the earth, and the moon and be able to say, okay, I am observing this phenomenon happen. But we can't. So this can't be used as proof of a globe earth. In fact, it can't be used as proof of anything. It only proves to me that you accept explanations without critically thinking. My son was suspended from school one day, and he came home and he gave me a good explanation as to why this happened. At first, I accepted that explanation until more evidence arose, and then I realized that that explanation was not proof, nor was it truth. You see where I'm going with this? We also have an eclipse that is called a selenilian. It is referred to as an impossible occurrence because it is literally impossible on a globe. It is impossible because both the sun and moon are above the horizon when this eclipse occurs, making it impossible for Earth's supposed shadow to be causing this phenomenon. It has been explained, not proven, explained away as the effects of atmospheric refraction. But let me remind you, refraction is of light waves, not shadows. Not only that, during this eclipse, the shadow is on the top half of the moon. I don't know how you want to explain that unless you want to say it's a mirage. I know you guys are good for that.
It's a mirage.
But the fact is, you will accept any explanation given to you as long as it's coming from someone that's higher in this hierarchy system. That's the way your brain was programmed to work. If I tell you something, you'll go back and forth with me about it all day. But if a guy with a white lab coat on comes along and tells you something, he doesn't even have to have a GED or a high school diploma. You will accept it as proof, and you will go around telling everybody that you know the truth. And it's all because you were programmed to accept whatever comes from somebody who fits the description. You see, if there's more than one plausible explanation for a phenomenon, then neither of them can be used to explain it. At some point, you're going to have to choose. And in doing so, you're going to have faith, making the globe that you believe in your religion. The same way flat earth is my religion. But I'll be the first to say there's more evidence to support my religion than yours. My religion is based on observable facts, while yours is based on theories.
Flight simulators use a flat earth in order to fly over correctly. ChatGPT, how was this flight simulator made?
The game engine takes flat map data and creates what appears to be a curved view at higher altitudes by adjusting the horizon with digital effects. This gives players the illusion of flying over a curved Earth, but the core map data and terrain are essentially handled on a flat, projected plane during the development process.
Thank you. So I actually tried this on a game that uses a spherical model for the planet that you're flying over. I set my trajectory flat, straight, and level, set my horizon, and just started going. And this is a time lapse showing what would actually happen if you were flying straight and level over a spherical Earth. You would start increasing in altitude dramatically. And this is a time lapse, so we're going a little faster, but I'm already in the clouds. And my altitude has increased so much that I'm actually exiting the atmosphere right here because stars begin to slowly but surely appear. And all of a sudden, I'm in space. So I had to dip my nose down. I know. Yeah. So it's definitely interesting that the accurate flight simulators use a flat Earth in order to imitate reality. So what is reality then?
Because if you live on this pale blue dot and this infinite universe and all these stars and other galaxies are hundreds of light years away or thousands of light years away, and you know, they want you to feel insignificant, because if they told you that you're at the center of the universe and you're a divine being who is the conscious co-creator of your reality, and that we lived in a closed system underneath this impenetrable dome, surrounded by this magnificence of creation and this mother nature that is like a living, breathing entity that gives life to the birds and the bees and the flowers and the trees and the oceans and the wind, like, you would feel special. You would feel important. You would feel like your life had meaning. And then you would start asking questions like this. Well, if I am a creator of my reality, what can I create? And if we were taught to live in love, like self-love and respect of Mother Nature, respect of each other, respecting our physical bodies, living in dignity, and living modestly, and loving life, and also having a reverence for life,
is something else going on. As a scientist, I care about probing the operations of nature.
Absolutely.
And knowing what is or is not true in this world.
Right.
That's why science is true whether or not you believe in it.
But
we all speak the language of objective truth.
What about like bloodletting and all the other mistakes science has made? Those are true whether or not you believe in it? Seems weird. So bloodletting is true, but the science has changed, so now it's not true. But was it true whether or not I believed in it when they were doing it? What about like tobacco science, sugar science? Are those true? Marijuana science? I'm confused. So it gets a little bit hard to understand what you mean if right now it's true whether or not I believe in it, or when it was coming out. Because if it's now been determined wrong, how is it true whether or not I believed in it in the past? Or you're saying just the science right now is true. Okay, that makes sense. So the science right now is true whether or not I believe in it. I get it. But if one of those things changes, I'm confused though, because if it changes, doesn't it mean that what right now is not true? But right now it's true whether or not I believe in it, and then when it changes, it becomes not true. I'm confused by this one. I'm going to have to think about that one because I can't really grasp. If something is true today, but then it changes, doesn't that make it that it wasn't true today? In which case science wouldn't be true. I have to think about that. Science is true, which is just a technique. It's just knowledge, a technique to gaining knowledge. That's true whether or not you... What if the science has been hijacked? What if they funded people incorrectly? What if they paid scientists to return something that wasn't true? Because you know that happens. I could show you situation after situation where vaccine manufacturers, just because you happen to bring them up, have stood in court and admitted to paying off scientists to return a certain result. Is that science true whether or not I believe in it? Which part of it is true? The part that they falsified? How does that... Maybe I'm the only one. This doesn't seem like it works to me. How could something be true whether or not you believe in it, and then you find out later it's not true? Doesn't that negate the statement? Shouldn't you not be able to say dumb shit, Neil, if it's false? If I asked you, has science ever changed? Has there ever been an understanding in science that is no longer the understanding? You would say yes, correct? So how is it true whether or not I believe in it? Just today, right now, it's true whether or not I believe in it. Even though one of those things could change. I can't go on with that because I'm lost. I don't think I understand really where he's coming from.